It's not really warm out here, but this is hard work. Makes you start sweating. Feels good to take the sweatshirt off.
you need me to cut down?
We can start back up a little bit with it.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today we are getting started on the floor system of our cabin, and after a lot of thought and research we did decide to lengthen our cabin a little bit and change our original plan. And the very back foundation is no longer going to be for a deck. We decided to use that as part of our new floor plan and add an additional 8 feet to the cabin. So now that makes the overall dimensions of the cabin 24 by 32 feet. We're going to get started with the outer floor joists, and those will support the load-bearing walls.
Let's put them behind the other one.
Do you need me to push it?
Nope. Wow.
So that way, yeah.
So I'm going to have the crowns at the top.
Okay.
So we know that we got to flip it that way. So we got line. We're going to line that end up perfectly in the middle, and make sure you squeeze those as tight as you can.
I mean, as tight as I can is not nearly as tight as you can.
Should have bought Milwaukee.
Did it seriously just break?
I think so.
From center though, right?
Every 16. We're just going to mark it every 16. And then we're going to nail this one first.
Okay.
Hold on, is it tight?
No. Oh, that's heavy.
Like there's this beam and then that beam.
Oh.
Then the rest are just joists. We had to turn the nail gun down a little bit. It was seating these nails too deep and they're starting to poke out the back on the first half. We had it adjusted right by the time we got to the other end, but I'm gonna have to get a grinder real quick and just knock these down or the next board sits flush.
Drop one off here.
Then we'll do this one. See, so by doing that, we should have enough of those. First.
Okay.
Let's drop one on the inside. We'll flip that over so that's down. Why? Can't you see I'm busy? Can't you see I'm busy? Would it scare you? I chose to build our floor joist framing out of 2x10s. These end beams are a lot more beefy because they're going to actually hold the load-bearing wall. The majority of the weight of the house and what's on the roof will be bearing down right on these ends here. We did contemplate using I-joists or even LVLs for on this end, but this is just a lot more cost-effective for us, and this is what we chose to do, and I think it's going to work out really good. Falls in the middle anyways. Scoot it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to take that long once we get rolling.
Or just the end ones.
No, I need you to leave. Oh, get out of here. Yeah, dang.
Aren't we? You can't be right out, Benelli. I gotta go that way. This way. That means back up. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't really want your licks. Oh, Benelli! Are you just gonna force your attention on me?
Yeah.
Oh, you already nailed it down.
Only that one.
Oh. Probably.
Since we extended the cabin out to 32 feet long, I had to come back in here the other day and lay out extra plastic vapor barrier where we had stopped. That way our entire crawl space was encapsulated in the vapor barrier. And I also started to put stone in here. I had a little bit of an issue. I threw the chain off the skid loader, so the chains are a little bit bent and they won't come just disconnect. So I got to fiddle with this a little bit to get it apart. That way we can get it out of here. And I think I need to put one more bucket of stone in here just to cover up a little bit of exposed plastic. But I want to show you real quick why we put the plastic in here under the crawl space. This is like a really good example of moisture barrier and why we put it here. If you can see here, this isn't on top. This moisture is trapped under the plastic. So that's all moisture that's coming up from the dirt and getting trapped in there. So that'll keep that from coming up into our crawl space and building up under there and forming frost or mold on the underside of our joists or in our insulation. Pretty interesting. Definitely helps cut back on the condensation a lot. Yeah, that's it, but I guess just from working out here, it's like smashed it completely shut. I just need it to like open up a little bit. Because maybe if I put these on and then get you to tell me when to stop pulling up, maybe it'll just pull back on where it needs to be. I don't know. They're so cruddy.
I think maybe the ground's sunk enough from all the frost that maybe it came unstuck.
Maybe I can back up and you can tell me when this part that's off is like exposed so I can like sling it back on.
Okay.
And get them retightened.
Okay.
I would take these tire chains off, but they do make a good difference even in the mud. Because I tried them without them and it just spins like crazy. At least with the tire chains on, they bite a little bit once you get down to hard ground. Not gonna go another link. There it goes. Damn. It's thicker than these ones that came with the tire chains, so hopefully it lasts a while.
And it won't like wear through your tire?
Huh?
It like won't wear into the tire?
No, it shouldn't. Okay, that was the right crimper. All right.
Yeah. It's been a while since we worked on the cabin, and as you can see, all of the snow and ice is gone, so we're going to be working on that today, and we'll be working on it all spring and summer.
Let's check it. All right, flip it over. All right, that's the top. Start pushing it over to the left. There you go. Yeah.
I don't know if that was any easier or not.
I don't know. once we had all the floor joists laid up here, we found that there was a few minor high spots where the boards didn't quite match up. I think it's mainly the difference in the sizing of the boards. Some of these 2x12s are bigger than the others. So when we laminated them together, there were slight edges sticking up, and we needed to trim that off so that these were perfectly level across here. We checked them all with a level now, and we planed down all of the spots that were slightly high, which surprisingly wasn't very many. So now that we did that, everything's sitting nice and flush and level, and I'm going to go around, I'm going to touch up these spots that we planed with the copper preservative. Should have brought the little cup.
This thing is warped.
Yeah, it is. It's all right.
Wow.
We'll straighten it out. When we originally planned out this foundation, the last foundations were going to be for decks, small porches. And since we ended up extending the cabin over top of where the one porch was going to be, that made it to where we weren't going to have a perfect set amount of just two boards sistered together in the center. And now we have to sister it with these 8-footers in between the 14-footers. By doing that, there's no floor joists that's left unsupported. All of the sistered joints are over top of the support beams. So the floor should still be very solid and sturdy. We're using regular bright coated nails to put these joists together, and when we come back and toe nail them, anything that we've nailed down into the beam that's treated, we're using galvanized nails, because these type will rot out if you put them in directly into the treated lumber. Uh-oh, hit a knot.
Last night after we finished installing the rim bands, it started to rain on us pretty good, and we decided that it was a good stopping point for the evening. As you can see, the floor framing is coming along nicely, but we still have a lot of small steps to do before we can start adding the cabin framing on top. We still have to add structural screws and carriage bolts to these beams here and properly attach them to the girders. We also have to install hurricane and shear hangers to all of the joists, as well as run several rows of blocking and install our subfloor. But that'll all be for another video. Until then, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.